How's it going, guys? This is Cleanup here. I've got a really fun deck for you guys. And this is a variation of the Sandman deck, which there's gonna be lots of YouTube videos about. But I've got two variations to the Sandman deck, and that is to add King and Leader. So I'm gonna call this the very creative. It's gonna be Leader Sandman. Alright, so let's go over this deck and how it's played. So, starting off with the general Sandman theme, what you have the most powerful 1-drops, the Ebony Maw and Sunspot, which allows you to put as much tempo as on the board as you can. And the critical cards to make the Sandman deck work is that you have two ways to ramp, Electro and Wave. And your goal with ramping, of course, is to be able to play all your heavy-hitting 5, 6, 7, 5 and 6 drops. So Sandman, Arrow, Doom, Leader, Odin, and maybe even Chavez. Chavez is in this deck just to make sure that the frequency that you're able to get off a Wave or Electro on turn 3 is much better. It's around 80% of the time that you'll be able to get off Wave and Electro, your ramp, by turn 3. Without Chavez, it is only a 75% chance. In the 20% chance that you don't get off Electro and Wave, that's why I added Jubilee. Sandman decks, I don't typically think Jubilee is played because it just relies on you to ramp, but more than anything, I want consistency. If 20% of the time we basically lose because we don't hit our ramp, I don't like that. So I added Jubilee just in case that 20% chance we miss, and it also does fulfills another function, multiple functions, which I'll describe later in the video. So how is this deck played? Well, you play your 1-drops, then you play your 3-drops, and your goal is to play your ultimate combo is something like a Dr. Doom and Odin. That's how you get the majority of your power on the board. Dr. Doom, Odin. And against good players, this is the most telegraphed combination in this deck. Sandman into Dr. Doom into Odin. That's the 1, 2, 3 punch. So it's quite predictable. You often won't be able to get it off, but you need to have other ways to handle the match if you don't get this combo off. And this is where Kang and Jubilee come into the equation. So Kang is a pretty interesting card. Because you're only able to play 1 card a turn, Kang sits in your hand and it doesn't actually hurt your deck synergies that much. In fact, if you draw Kang when you have 5 mana or more, which is quite likely with this ramp, you can just, Kang Snap and play him out to thin out the deck. The idea behind Sandman and why this deck is called the Sandman is because there's a lot of decks right now that are spamming the board. For example, Thanos Lockjaw is the most guilty. After, let's say, turn 3, they play Lockjaw, and then turn 4 and 5, they're playing massive amounts of stones. Also, another one that's been rising in popularity, especially in the higher parts of the ladder, is the Beast and Falcon deck. So Sandman is central because when you are denying yourself the ability to play multiple cards via Electro, Sandman is what allows balance to be restored. You play 1 card at a turn, but you also make them play 1 card a turn. So Sandman against the Shuri, however, is not as good. It's still if you have other things to play like Arrow, you'll want to play that. But against Shuri, they play Shuri, that's 1 card. Then the next turn they play a 30 power Red Skull, that's 1 card. And then the last turn they do something like Taskmaster and Titania. That's 2 cards. And even if you deny that Titania, it's not that important because other matchups, most importantly, the Thanos Lockjaw meta. It's also good against Pharaoh, the Deathwave deck. that wants to spam Wave on turn 5 and then spam the She-Hulk, Death, and whatever 4-drop on turn 6, that Sandman denies that. Okay, so the last synergy that is really neat is that I don't know if I have any examples ready, but Jubilee and Kang. So I mentioned how if you miss, you generally want to play Jubilee on turn 4 when you miss your ramp. However, there is another situation where you play Jubilee. A lot of times your deck is centered around drawing Doctor Doom in order to be able to actually win on the board. Or let's say you need to draw Odin. How much ever percent of the time that you don't draw Doctor Doom, you can rely on Jubilee to draw it for you. Kang, when you play it on the turn you draw it, thins out the deck and increases the odds of you drawing Doctor Doom. And lastly, once you draw Doctor Doom, if you have Odin in the hand, you can play Odin on turn 6. Let's see. Now, what else is really interesting? Well, so far I have not even talked about Leader. All these synergies don't require Leader. So where does he come in? The reason why I added Leader into this deck is because when I looked at the Sandman deck, I saw Magneto, and I don't actually have Magneto, so I was like, what can I replace him with? And when I looked at my 6 drops, I literally did not see anything. I tried Giganto for a brief moment. I was like, this is garbage. And I was like, I mean, Heimdall is not, you're only playing 1 card a turn. It's not that good. And I was like, I tried Arnim Zola, and like Arnim Zola into Doctor Doom is okay, but it's just a worse version of Odin. So I was like, why not Leader? And Leader is the unexpected card that literally nobody plays around. But why is Leader actually good in the Sandman deck? It's because let's talk about this Ebony Maw card first. What does this Ebony Maw provide? It has a positive and has a con. The first, it's obvious what its con is. If you draw him after turn 3, you can't you can't actually play it. But if you draw him on the first turn or second turn before you ramp, you play Ebony Maw into a location, and you, however much ahead you are, you give them a very straightforward location for them to pile onto and try to defeat your Ebony Maw into your Doctor Doom combos. So what does Leader do? Well, because the Doctor Doom and Odin combo is so telegraphed, it's actually very easy to still beat the Ebony Maw lane. They calculate Doom perfectly, and then they calculate Odin perfectly, and it's like, ooh, how hard was it to do 7 plus 5 plus 5? And well, it's not hard. That magic number is 17. If you don't draw the Doctor Doom by turn 5, the magic number is 12. And the question is, how hard is it to beat 12? Very, very easy, right? You just play your 6th power creature. And this is where Leader comes in. When all else fails, when Doctor Doom and Odin is not able to provide you the win, Leader comes in to fill in that gap. So to be completely honest with you, Leader is not the playmaker in this deck. It is not in maybe 1 in, I've noticed it's around 1 in 10 to 1 in 15 games that it actually gives me the win. And most decks, when you say, okay, this deck helped me win 1 out of 15 games, that is a terrible ratio. That means that this card has been stuck in your hand the other 14 games, and it hasn't been doing anything. However, since in this Electro and Wave deck, you often have a lot of cards in your hand that also don't do anything, it's actually not that bad for it to be stuck in your hand. And when it does win you a game, it is a huge surprise card, and it often nets you 4 cubes, or more often, I've been getting a lot of 8 cube wins with Leader. They're like, okay, they calculated Doctor Doom Odin, it's like, there's no way I lose, right? So they snap. After they snap, you're like, you give them a little winky face and you play leader. And that's how this deck is played. So I think that about covers everything I wanted to mention about the Leader Sandman deck. What's next in this video is going to be highlights, and hope you guys enjoy those. Do I have a deck list overlay? Yes. I'm really far behind in chat. And thanks for the reminder. Let's see. Only X-Men are mutants. All the new MCU movies, Avengers, don't have X-Men in them, so most cards aren't mutants. X-Men. But only X-Men are mutants. Interesting. Nick Fury and agents are humans. Hardboiled gamma radiation exposers turns Samuel Stearns into the hyper-intelligent megalomaniac leader who leads an international aspiring that steals scientific secrets. Mutants are born with powers, and Hulk was not. He was a normal human that got hit by radiation. Ah. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me think about this. Debris. I mean, Herald King Snap, because why the hell not? They never retreat. Yeah, he says I don't believe you, and he retreats back. Let's see what he plays here. Odin. Fascinating. Well, we're gonna want to play Odin again, huh? We want to deny him his turn 6 cost. And whatever he got in the raft must have sucked for him to not want to snap us back. Again. Can we do this? This is actually potentially the perfect ingredient for a leader again. Of course, we only have one card we can play in Sewer System. Hey guys, what? This is the first game and we've already got a leader highlight? Yeah, GG. Not even close, baby. He misordered that. He should have played Demon first. Of course, nobody these days plays around Leader, so he just, out of habit, played his big card first. And that was incredibly close. Holy crap. If we played Dr. Doom, would we have won? We would have won the left lane by 2. We would have lost the middle. by a butt ton. And then we would have had 9 power. Wait, would we have 1 anyway? So we would have had 4 power plus -1, -1. That's 2 power total. We would have had 8 power. So we would have lost by a lot. We would have lost the tiebreaker because of the raft. So Leader was our only out here. People are usually like, I can't tell if this guy just insulted me or... And I say it with a completely straight face. I was like, nah, there's no way Jay meant it that way, right? And I was like, yeah, of course I meant it that way. Yeah. But how's it going, Tejas? It's been a while since I've seen you around. Going wonderfully. How are you? I am Oh no, this is really bad. Okay, hold on. This is Shuri. Oh no. So do we have any chance of winning? This is Shuri into Sinister London, which is the scariest combo in the game. He gets 2 sunspots instead of 1. Nice. So what we're gonna do is on this turn we're gonna Odin. I can't play Leader into Dark Dimension. On this turn I'm gonna Odin. Wait, this is just busted. I don't have Leader into Dark Dimension. Okay, well, I guess I'll just Odin to get more mana. Shuri? Is that Shuri? That's a Shuri. I need to draw... Oh, crap. Like, I can't copy because of Dark Dimension. This is awkward. However... Wait a second. Wait a second. Do I always... I think I might actually win here. Because he hasn't played it. This is gonna trigger. I win. Oh shit. Oh man. Leader. Victory. Who saw that coming? Follow the leader. The only way that we won the 50-50. If their red skull went right, we would have lost. Oh man. Yeah, that's the second time I was able to beat Shuri into Sinister London, which is basically game over. 126 power, like Jesus. Tejas, what happened? Well, did I say, what did I call this? Basically what happened in this game is that there's this card that's really bad called Leader, and I just used it to beat one of the strongest combinations in the game. Yeah, so highlight reel. Shuri is okay. I think Red Skull is what makes her broken. I think so too. There was someone that I was watching yesterday that mentioned that, it was oh gosh, when people say dumb things. about everybody's understanding of the game is slightly different. Anyways, they said that Red Skull was not the problem. They said everything else surrounding it was the problem. Like, they said it was the armor, it was the sunspot, it was the titania. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? The reason why it feels like those are the problem is because it's like the nail in the coffin. Without the nail in the coffin, yes, it wouldn't be as strong, but you can't just look at the nail in the coffin and say that's what's winning you the game. No, you gotta look at the coffin. You gotta look at the Red Skull. Like when, like pool 1 against Shuri Thanos. But pool Shuri Thanos, this guy? Ooh, interesting. Alright guys, we're playing Sunspot and Bar Sinister, right? This guy, this is the what's so frustrating about Thanos Lockjaw? They don't have a downside. Like here we have to navigate how we play around Bar Sinister, and at any point in time they can turn it off with Redstone. So let's try this out. Redstone, yeah, Reality Stone. Oh man, so I have a hard time remembering the stones based off of color. And there was the first time I had to deal with it, some guy had an inked Thanos. And I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'll stay in. Time Stone. He's gonna play Leech, isn't he? Alright, this sucks. Well, we're getting leeched and we're losing. Alright, how do we win? We're gonna pull Sandman? Let's play Sandman. Double Sword. Actually not Leech. Alright, so he wins the Bar Sinister, but that was a very expensive way to win. Like, we play Dr. Doom here. And really, this Double Sword belonged in the Quantum Realm, if anything. Okay, let's think for a moment. He played Power Stone. We had the option of playing Leader. It's gonna add 6 power, we're gonna be at 15. But that loses to, Okay, hold on. That loses to Thanos in Mojo World, because he has 16 power. We have to play Chavez if he's gonna play Thanos in Mojo World. If he plays Thanos in is there anything he can play in Quantum Realm? He retreats! The biggest thing he could play is Magneto. A lot of these decks don't run Magneto these days. They run... It could be. They very well could be, but we don't know. We denied him card draw. His best card was... Yeah, he snaps, he misplays, and he loses. We're gonna see a lot of people when Thanos gets nerfed. We're gonna see a lot of people's MMRs fall. Because they have elevated MMR due to the overpoweredness of Thanos.